give her the healing potion.
Okay, so you just descend down the staircase?
I don't. I'm gonna stay with Caitlin.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm with you.
Dreer?
I go with Varys and Dawn to help Varys.
Okay.
So did you descend or did you stop?
I would descend, yeah.
Okay, then we started to descend down the
Yeah,
stairs.
and then fed the potion to Dawn.
What about the cat guy?
What crag guy?
The guy from the production of Cats, the prince.
Zior? Zior stands his ground. If a lot of people are saying.
I'm actually going to wait to feed the potion to Dawn until we get out of here.
Okay. All right, so Kaylin, he pauses as you have both of your hands outstretched, is what I'm imagining. And he reaches for both hands at the same time and places his hand holding the focus in one hand and takes hold of the gem.
Before I actually let go, I say, this is me trusting you. I just want to make that clear. This is how we're showing each other trust, because we're both going to trade, okay?
He nods.
And after he nods, I give up the stone and I grab my focus back.
Okay. He takes it in his clenched fist. And as he does, you hear a crunching sound as you imagine the gem breaking. And this purple ether starts swirling around his hand. And it starts swirling up his forearm, up his arm, around his torso, all over his body. And you lose sight of his body as it's doing so. And when it stops, the ether disappears. It actually goes into his staff. And you don't see the same shrinkly form that you've seen without a nose, half dead. Instead, you see an old man looking like this.
Like a magic gathering bird.
And he says, "Now that wasn't that hard, was it?"
Yes, it was, as you clearly saw. How are you going to fix this weave?
Well, first, we need to make sure that no more runes get destroyed. This one is safe. And I believe the Rune of Knowledge is also fairly safe for now. And to fix what has been already broken, we need to reconstitute the other gems. If you find the things I need, I can help you to do this.
And what is it that you need? Sorry, go ahead, Pico.
I was going to ask, do you have any information on whether or not the Pisters are trying to track down the remaining runes? And maybe...
They most definitely are.
You know where they are, so maybe we can get there first?
Well, I don't know where the remaining runes are, with the exception of this one. But the Final Fist are... Their main site of operation is Belkey, but you can find them anywhere around the world. I'm sure they're tracking down the rest of the runes as we speak.
Isn't there just one left?
There's two left.
I want to
Valor
insight
and the
check.
Rune of Knowledge.
When he says, I don't know where the remaining two are, I want to insight check.
Okay. Insight check. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Varys and Dreer, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to be trying to walk, and for me, I'm going to be getting Dawn out of here, and I'm going to be trying to walk and find somewhere where we can leave the island, perhaps, but also get Dawn out of there safely. I'm not going to leave the island. I'm just going to start planning on how we can best get off of it. And then my next question is going to be, as we're walking out, do we notice if
I want to say I'd be walking in front of Varys to keep a lookout first.
do we notice if the undead army is less undead?
No, they're still pretty dead.
Okay, they're still pretty dead.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you descend down the tower, and as you emerge, you start seeing them. Like, they're just standing there like they used to, outside the tower. They don't really stop you from going, but you have to kind of wiggle yourself through them if you want to go back towards the underground tunnel that leads you to the mainland.
I don't think we're leaving the actual tower, are we? I don't want to leave the actual tower without them.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we could wait down here then.
Well, it's up to you, but if we run into anything, we're going to be in trouble.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying. He just gave us pretty implicit instructions to leave.
Yeah, but not all of them left, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't that implicit. So, I want to stay. Can we see, like, was there any, I guess I'd be checking for any shift in magic energy?
No, you don't notice anything except for the pulsating magic waves throughout the tower that you've noticed before. Other than that, you don't really notice anything.
I would stay at the
base of the tower, or like the room at the bottom. Okay. All right. So back to Kaylin and the rest.
Okay. Well, you said you're fairly confident that the Rune of Knowledge is safe for now, so we are looking for the Rune of Valor then. Do you have a way to track what the movements of the Final Fist?
Not for the Final Fist. Their operations, as I said, are pretty widespread. And depending on where they want to act, I'm sure they have resources that allow them to redistribute their forces around Maros as appropriate.
So what do you need? What are we talking here?
To fix something that has been created by one of the most powerful beings of this land, to reconstitute it from thin air is fairly difficult. First, you cannot do it without a conduit of sorts. Something that the rune has come in contact with before should do. Which is why I needed the staff. But at this point, I don't think it's relevant anymore. For the Rune of Domination, it was my staff and Fires' weapon. That's the only two conduits that I know for the Rune of Domination.
And how quickly would you be able to get... How long would it take you once you had one of those conduits to reconstitute one of the rooms?
That I do not know. As you track down these things, I will be researching the process itself. But I know that it's an intricate method. You have to do it precisely, or you're risking massive consequences. But I would guess that it's not. I would guess it's not a short process. Maybe weeks, maybe months.
How are you gonna protect yourself here? You know, it's not like they all know where this tower is. It's not like you moved anywhere.
My friends will keep me safe. Now that I have one of the runes and my old form back, there's very little in Maros that can stand up to me.
You said you were going to be researching. Where are you researching? What are you using to research? I'm not quite on your level, but I enjoy a good research session.
Well, I'm not sure your feeble mind would be able to comprehend such things, but there is a place of infinite knowledge. That is hard to find, but I have the utmost confidence that I will be able to do so. Once I do, it's just a matter of finding the right book.
Where's this place?
It's called the Infinite Library, and there is no physical entrance to this place. It presents itself to those it deems. Otherwise, you have to go really hard to look for it, to find it.
So every rune has a different conduit. What's going to keep us from, let's say we're looking for the conduits for the runes that have already been destroyed. And as we're doing that, the final fist is just finding the other runes and destroying them.
Yes. Is there a question in there?
Yeah, what? Then we're just working in circles, so...
Well, that's why the second part of this is trying to figure out where's the rune of valor and where is the rune of knowledge, and making sure they're safe. And I think we should prioritize that, because like I said previously, if one more of these are destroyed, I fear like the weave can collapse in Maros for permanently.
Rob, I know this is a big ask, but do you have another shifting box by any chance?
No, I'm afraid that's the only shifting box I had.
Yeah, kind of figured. Okay.
Do you have anything else? Any other items, magical items that you could give us to help? Since we're the ones going out there?
No, but I used to know a guy, and this man might be able to help you track down the runes. I haven't had contact with him, and to be honest, I don't know him the best. But he used to live in Barrymore.
Clean up the berry.
His name is Kulos.
If we tell him your name, is that going to help us? Will he help us, or does his name mean anything to you? Does your name mean anything to him?
I'm sure it would help, but I'm sure he'll want something in return.
His the biggest question. I don't want to get stuck in a cave entrance again, not knowing how to get back. So let's say we do these things, we find information, or we find a room. How do we get back here?
Oh, trust me. That cave was under all of our watches for a long time. As soon as you entered that cave, they signaled to their main forces. And that's why you were intercepted at the entrance. We all needed the rune. We all draw our power from it.
Why can't you guys enter it? Obviously, they couldn't go in it either. Or I assume they would have already grabbed it.
The cave was protected by very powerful magic that keeps all undead and some other things out. None of us could enter it.
There's you, vampires, lycanthropes, and the remaining was the chicken-like house lady. Who's that?
Well, she was with the werewolves.
Were there 4 groups or were there 3 groups? Gotcha.
Well, the last lady was, her name is Zanera.
The one on the cliff, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What is she?
She's the Queen of Blaze. And
What name?
I'm afraid someone has led her into this world, and now we have to live with the consequences of that.
Would you care to elaborate a little more?
Well, when the original 5 heroes, the one you surely know about, were retrieving one of the last runes, they made a deal with one of the demons. They were going through hell. They encountered one demon that offered to help them, but in return, they promised that they would share this world with her. And they let her into Maros.
So, werewolves, or lycanthropes, vampires, demons, and you.
Rob, they're going to be looking for us now. How are we supposed to defend ourselves from all of that while we're on this quest?
Keep your noses down. Keep her mouth shut. And he points down below where Don was carried out. And you should be fine. You might encounter a scout. Or, be intercepted by one of their messengers. When that happens, you have to leave.
Can they track us?
If you don't have any of the runes, I don't see any reason why they should be able to.
You can. You can track us.
I can, but it's a different form of magic than what they have. Ambrosio is, for the amount of time, for the eons that he spent on this plane, he really hasn't used them well.
How good's your teleportation magic?
Well, I could teleport you anywhere, but you'd face the same risk as anywhere casting that type of magic at the current state. But I know a safer, more effective way to get around. Or rather less effective, but safer for sure.
We said we trust each other. We know where Fires' weapon is.
Well, that's somewhere to start. But I wouldn't forget about the runes that are still out there as well. get me the staff, and hopefully by the time I have it back, or the weapon, hopefully by the time I have it back, I will know how to reconstitute the rune.
Would there be a way for the other parties to track where that weapon is?
Maybe. It's a possibility. Like I said, all of these items, the reason why they're conduits is because they came in contact with these powerful items, powerful artifacts. So there might be traces, enough of a trace left on them for them to be able to trace you.
If someone had held onto it for a while, would it lead back to them?
Possibly, yes.
Guys, Sora might be in danger. I look back at the party members that are still in the room with me. It's just Bloom and Biko? And Zero, I guess?
Yes. And he says there is something that would help us immensely in this whole process, but it's going to be very difficult to come by, is if you are able to find the individual chosen by these runes, then the process becomes extremely simple.
You said the individuals chosen by the rune?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
They share very close connection to the magic within each rune, which is why they're able to unlock their full potential. They are conduits in themselves.
I'm pretty sure that
Sora was one of them.
Helpful. Well, we know where she is, sort of.
Auxiliora, can you reach out to her, Phelan?
I can try. It's one of the magics that's not very stable right now.
While I'm thinking about it, do you have any cool potion recipe books that you don't need anymore?
Yeah, I probably have something lying around. You can take a look
Division
around my
one
library.
time- At a vision one time, I think I was close to a very important potion, but I want to make sure I'm doing it right.
Feel free to take whatever book you like, he says as he motions to the shelves around the room.
So yeah, I'm going to start doing that. I'll keep listening to the conversation, but I'm also going to be looking around, trying to find a few.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Rob, if we can give you the exact location of Sora, and she is in a compromised situation, would you be able to do something to get her in and out fairly simply, I guess?
I can't pull her out, but I can get you to her.
Can you get us out? That's the real question. Can you get us there and get us out? I want to know how we get back to you.
Well, the teleportation method that I mentioned earlier utilizes stone obelisks. Obeliski? What's the plural of obelisk?
It's just obelisks.
Obelisk.
Obelisk.
Obelisks. They use stone circles to channel you between locations. They obviously are not everywhere, but they're a very sound way of getting around and linked to each other.
I think Pock mentioned something about that before she left.
Yes, there's one just outside this tower. And I can teach you the incantation or the way to activate these and to use them.
Is there one in Greycrest or somewhere close?
There is one near King's Hold. That's the closest to Great Crest.
So we need to get Sora or her weapon, and then we need to go talk to the person that Rob knows that could give us information about where the next rune is. Is that what you're thinking too? Is that what you're hearing from all of this?
Yeah, I'm also. I mean, we don't know who she is, but we think it might be, one of the heroes has the rune of knowledge, right? Like, we keep seeing that person. We saw that person appear with the orcs. Like, Rob, is that who you think has the rune of knowledge?
Yes, her name is Morgani. And
Okay.
finding her is difficult, not just in terms of physical location, but also temporally.
Temporally?
Yes. The rune gives her the ability to travel through time. And not just throughout this planet, but between as well.
Is that who's on the necklace we keep seeing?
Which necklace?
I think
Yeah, I
that's
saw
Xenos.
Eliora wearing.
Biko describes the necklace.
Oh, that necklace is the symbol of Xenia. The previous chosen of the Rune of Chaos.
Oh,
After her disappearance just moments ago, I suspect a new chosen has been born.
What?
her disappearance moments ago. Sorry, what?
The rune was sustaining her life in the Temple of Blood. Once you took it, her life came to an end.
You just killed her.
Was that who handed us the stone? Was that Eliora? Or sorry, was that Xenia?
Yes.
We just killed Xenia?
Yeah, we're powerful.
Oh shit. Don't
She-
tell Eliora.
She was
Right, I
already
thinking
dead.
people-
The rune was sustaining her beyond her
Oh.
normal life cycle.
Going
So we just
back-
basically pulled the plug on life support.
Yeah, basically. You took her off the ventilator.
So you mentioned these chosen. How are we supposed to find the chosen without the runes?
Well, I suspect your friend downstairs might know how to find the chosen of the Rune of Elements.
Friend downstairs. We
Friend.
have a couple.
The one with the running mouth.
Dawn?
Oh.
Yes.
What do you
Does
know,
she-
Nick?
Tell us.
Waterboard him.
Dawn doesn't remember anything. Dawn can't
dead.
even tell you what she had for breakfast.
Wait,
And-
didn't you get her a memory potion, Bloom?
I did get her a memory potion.
I have a 1-day memory potion.
No, I got her a memory potion. An ultimate memory potion. That was its official name.
What do I
Memory
know
potion,
about that
comma,
in canon?
ultimate.
I was about to say, I was like, I think only knows about that.
But
I know
Dawn,
that she got the memory potion.